Tang stood silently outside the room. The door wasn't fully shut, just enough for the light to spill out of the voices to reach him. Your voice, tired, cracked, worn out in a way that didn't just sound like as usual. Ada, sweeter, please, just this one spoon. You have a fear, baby. No, I don't want medicine. I just want Papa. Tang heart clenched hard. Inside you shied shakily, your voice was trembling now, trying to stay calm. Ara, daddy's tired right now, okay? Mama is here. I'm here for you, please. No, you don't get it. Ara's little voice broke into a wail. You are not listening. I don't want medicine. I just want Dada to hold me like always. Tang could hear the sniffles. Ara, why are you doing this, baby? Why? Don't you know how hard I'm trying? I know. Listen, there was silence, then your voice again, a bit louder, broken. Do you think it doesn't hurt me? That it doesn't break me every time you cry for a father who is already giving you everything he can? Then why can't he be my real papa? Why can't he just marry you? That is when you finally snapped. Because life doesn't work like that, Ara. Because not everything we want happens. Because your papa died, and because the young dad, he's not mine. He was never mine. The eyes welled up instantly. Inside you sobbed. You are the only good thing I have, and I try to give you everything, baby. Everything. Just don't ask for something that breaks me. I'm so sorry. I yelled. Come here, baby. Please take the medicine. All this time he thought he was the only one suffering, but he was the only one living in the past. But maybe you were hurting just as much, silently, strongly. It had been a week, 7 days, dragging days. You stared at the front door for the fifth time this morning, hoping maybe, just maybe, you would hear the familiar key jingle. But nothing. Dada said he would come back soon, she mumbled, voice barely a whisper. You swallowed, brushing your hand back through her hair, guilt clawing at your chest. I know, baby, he will be back. You hated yourself for even letting that thought in. Maybe he needed space, maybe your daughter's stubborn tears. He had left a simple message. Got some work, will be back in a week, that's it. You sighed and leaned your forehead against the wall later that night. Alone in your room, your hands were trembling with the guilt. Meanwhile, time was just far from home. He wasn't escaping, he was thinking, reflecting. Was he still in love with Civil, or had he just been hiding the idea of her for years? Come home, taehyung isn't eating. He misses you more than you think. He stared at the screen, guilt hitting him like a tidal wave. It was time to stop running. The front door creaked open. You were in the kitchen, arms deep in dish soap when you heard it. And before you could even turn, there was a squeal so loud. Tang barely had time to shut the door before Ara and launched herself at him like a tiny tornado. There is my baby. You missed me, huh? And Ara didn't answer, just nodded against his neck. You heard thudding as you watched. He looked relieved, happy, whole. He pulled away. I got something for my princess that I remembered. Ara gasped, pulling out a tiny unicorn plushie and a sparkly bracelet. You chuckled softly, wiping your hands, leaning against the counter. You were not prepared for what came next, Ara, he said gently, voice soft but clear enough for you and his mother to hear. He looked up curious. Tongued up the back of his neck. I wanted to ask you something very really important. Would you be okay if your dad become your papa too? Like your real forever papa? Ara blinked once, twice. Like real papa? Yes, real one. Yes, yes, yes. He squealed. She smoothed. You will be my real papa for always. Your breath hitched. You are not ready for that, not in front of everyone. You are not expecting this. Your smile dropped, lips parting slightly, but beside you. Thanks, Mom wiped a tear and beamed. Finally. You just stood there quietly, unsure what to feel first. You finally tucked her in your bed, brushing the hair off. Your heart felt too heavy. The moment from earlier wouldn't leave your chest. Taeyong called, voice low. He looked up. Yeah, he mumbled. You crossed your arms. What was all that? What the proposal in front of her, your mom? Me, you know what that means to a kid like her. You made it sound like a fairy tale, Taeyong, but this isn't a fairy tale. We could make her understand. We could talk to her about this. That there wasn't any reason for you to take such decision. I know. Taeyong leaned back in his chair, shying. I'm not asking for love or whatever this should be. I just can't see her like that again. When she cries like that, when she looks at me like I am her whole world, I feel like I have finally done something right in my life. You're just edged. She is just a kid, but she is already seen too much. And if this marriage, even if it's just names and papers, can give her the peace, that comfort, can we just give her that, young? Just that. I just want her to feel secure, even if I never moved on, even if this is all just pretend. Your breath hitched for Ada. You whispered. He nodded for Ada. Tang sat on the edge of the bed, the photo frame lying flat on the table. Seul's smile stared back at him, graceful, confident, haunting. You left and I never understood why. I loved you with everything I had, and when you walked away, I hated the world, I hated her. Even for still staying when you left, but for still smiling when I couldn't. But now I see it, the way she never gave up on Ara, the way she never stood still when we all turned our backs. I never moved on, so not really, but tomorrow I am putting on that train for Ara, for the little girl, and maybe, just maybe, for myself. For the first time, I want to stop looking back. The little chapel was quiet. She looked like a tiny princess in her white puffy dress, grinning like she owned the day. Mama looks like a fairy, she whispered to Taehyung. He chuckled. You reached them heart quiet, not racing, but still. His mother was seated in front of a row, smiling through her tears, hands clasped like, do you take her to love and cherish? I do, he said, without blinking. Do you take him? I do, you said. And then came Ada's favorite part. You may kiss the bride. You both froze. Ara gasped, and Taeyang, awkward as ever, just pressed the softest kiss to your temple, like this is all I can give right now. That was enough. Ara squealed, jumped. Now we are really a family. Later that night. But I wanna sleep with Mama and Dada. Ara was practically glued to your leg, tiny hand clutching your dress. Thanks, Mom. Let out a patient sigh. Princess, listen, just for tonight, okay? Let Mama and Dada raise. It's a special night for them. But why? I always sleep with Mama and now Dada is here too. It's more fun now. You stifled a nervous laugh while Taeyong coughed into his fist, clearly about to evaporate. After a whole 10 minutes negotiation session, his mom finally scooped up a pouting Ada. No more excuse, you are mine tonight, little one. I'm only going cause you are scary, Granny, not cause I want to. And with that, they vanished out of the room. Silence, thick, suffocating silence. You turned towards the bed. Taeyong was still standing stiffly by the door, hands in his pockets, eyes darting everywhere except you. Shying, you gently pulled off your earrings, trying to act casual. Look, I know this is awkward. We don't have to pretend anything. You can take the bed. I'll sleep on the couch. It's totally fine. His brows pulled together immediately. No, I insist. You shouldn't have to. It's fine, Taeyong, you said with a light shrug. It's just for tonight. We'll figure out whatever we need to for Ara. He didn't argue anymore, just nodded slowly, watching you settle yourself awkwardly on the little couch across the room. I'm not a stranger, you know, he muttered suddenly, almost too soft to hear. You looked at him confused, huh? I mean, we are married now, even if it's just for her. You blinked, unsure what to say to that. There was something behind his voice, regret, guilt, or maybe just exhaustion. You grabbed your pillow and were halfway towards the couch when both your heads turned towards the door. Mama, Dad, I sneaked out. Granny fell asleep. A shout made you freeze. You looked at Taeyong wide-eyed. He blinked, you blinked, and then a small giggle escaped you. Of course, you mumbled under your breath. I want to sleep with my mama and dada tonight, she announced, crawling straight into the bed like she owned it. As you turned off the light, the three of you laid side by side, Ara between you two happily nestled like a baby sandwich. Now this is perfect, she mumbled sleepily. Then turned slightly towards Sarah. She's warm. She always is, whispered. And in that moment, no kisses, no confessions, just tangled hands, sleepy breath, and a single child soft breathing between you two. Something changed. His breath caught for five long years. He would woken up to nothing but cold sheets and silence. That space beside him was always empty. Ever since Seoul walked out with her suitcase and never looked back. He sat up slowly, careful not to wake you, not the edge in his chest when he realized he didn't hate it. He didn't hate waking up to someone, didn't hate you. He exhaled quietly. Just then you shifted. Your brows furrowed and you had searched for the bread groggily. Hara, you murmured in a sleepy mumble. She's with mom. He whispered before you could panic. Your eyes opened slowly, bloody and confused at first, until you locked eyes with him. You both stared at each other just long enough for your cheeks. Oh, okay. Morning. Yeah, morning. Awkward silence settled again. A smile, real smile. It's the first time in 5 years. You looked at him confused. What is? His gaze was distant. That is my bed. Wasn't empty. Your breath hitched. Neither of you said anything anymore. Ada had been unusually quiet for the past few minutes, always a bad sign. Thang mom was folding laundry. Granny, who is this? Ada asked curiously, her tiny fingers gripping the edge of a photo frame. Oh, that is someone from your dad's past. She said gently, brushing Ada's bangs. Her name was Seul. She was your dad's wife before. But Dada's wife is Mama, my Mama. Granny smiled a little. Yes, sweetheart, now she is. But why he had another wife? Why did she leave? Did she not like Dada? Did Dada not like her more than Mama? Sometimes people just don't stay, and it is no one's fault. Right then, the front door opened. Tang walked in from work, shoulders stiff from exhaustion, but his eyes locked instantly onto the frame in Ada's hand. Ada looked up. Dada, who is this? Granny said she was your wife before Mama. There is no one, she finally said, his voice low, unshaken. Just a necessary person. My wife is only your Mama. But Granny said she was your wife. She was, but she left, baby. Sometimes people leave. Why did she leave you? Did you cry? Why did you not love her enough? I think I did, but love doesn't always mean staying, sweetheart. But my mama stayed even when everyone was mean to her, even when I was tiny in her tummy. Yes, she stayed. She's the strongest person I know. Right then you stepped into the room, grocery bags in hand, just in time to see your daughter bossing her newlywed dad like a CEO, and I am completely caged. It was well past midnight. The room was dipping in darkness, only the soft glow of moonlight slipping through the curtains. The young stirred fast, furrowing his brows slightly as his but the bed was empty, Ara. He mumbled in his sleep, eyes barely were pencil edged. He let out a tired sigh and turned the other way, and there you were, sleeping with your back facing him. In seconds, his arm wrapped around your waist, pulling you flush into his chest, his body carved against yours instinctively, his leg tangling over. Panda perfect, his breathing level. You choose to stay. Because, well, how could you move when his arm were like a damn iron bar? Ada, this is all your fault. You whispered to no one in particular. The sun steamed through the curtains, gentle and golden. Tang blinked himself, awoke slowly, and froze, his arms still wrapped tight around your waist, his chest completely pressed. And then you woke up too. Hi, you croaked awkwardly, cheeks flushing. Good morning, you are heavy. You are warm. You both laid there like fools, idiotic. You were halfway through brushing Ara's hair into the infamous mini ponytail, one eye on the mirror. Be ready by 7, we are going out for dinner. Still trying to decode the random text. You even started at it 3 more times like it would morph into a different message. You tilted your head. We, like me and Ara, or like all three of us. Just as you were about to pick up a cute dress for her, you turned with a quick smile, brushing your fingers down Ara's cheeks. I'll just get her ready too, and we will. It's only us, you and me. You blinked. Wait, what? He shrugged off his coat. I mean, just us this time. Ara is gonna stay with mom. Just us, you repeated slowly. But why? He paused for a moment. I figured maybe we should try to talk, eat something normal. Normal, you still frozen as he turned to go change your reflection in the mirror starts straight back at you. After the quiet dinner, the two of you stood by the Han River, the water catching reflections. It's chilly, you mumbled to yourself. His voice came low, almost hesitant. I used to come here a lot when things were messier. You turned to look at him. To think? To breathe. He gave a small nod. I didn't know what I was doing, he murmured after a bit. When we got married, I was scared I would mess up Ada. I never really let myself believe I could feel calm like this with you, taehyung, but his fingers brushed against you, the lightest grace. You glanced down, your eyes widened at the silent invitation, and slowly you let your hand slide into his, a perfect fit at first. No words, just the two of you standing still under the moon washed sky. You are quiet. I am scared to talk, he replied with the faintest smile. Might ruin the only peaceful moment I have had in a long time. Wow, am I that unbearable to be around? You do that a lot, you know. What? Laugh when you are nervous. You blinked, thrown off. I do? When you are trying to hide how much you are thinking. He nodded. You glanced up at him. You have been noticing things about me lately. I have always noticed. I just didn't let myself see them properly. His thumb brushed your sides. And what do you see now? Tang looked at you. Someone who held everything together when I was falling apart. Someone Ara looks at like she hung the stars. Someone who makes dinner taste better by just sitting at the table. Well, I see someone who wears socks with tiny bananas on them to serious business meetings. Hey, those were limited editions. I'm sure they are. You teased. Your heart thud. I'm glad we came out tonight, he said. You breathed me too. It doesn't feel to so fake anymore. Being together, I mean. Thanks grip on your hand tightened gently. That is the thing. Don't think it ever really was. He took a tiny step closer. You feel like home sometimes, and for once, you didn't feel the need to joke or deflect. Just then your phone buzzed with a message from his mom. Don't be late, Ara is waiting to hear how the date went. Let's go home, he smiled. We both laughed at the same time.